211?
211 information referral.
What is Golden
Where
Crescent?
is
I'm
the
new to the
Golden
area.
Golden Crescent is the agency we work for.
Okay. I pushed the button for resources. I'm fleeing hold on. I don't want to get a piece of paper directly. I'm trying to flee a domestic violence crisis. That's pretty serious.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, I was trying to get paper. I'm trying to flee a domestic violence crisis that's pretty serious. Local law enforcement hasn't had involvement in it.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking for a local... For local what?
What do you do with this number? What did I call?
211 is information referral.
Okay, and what's your
So
name?
if you need information like help with electric bill, rent, utilities, and stuff like that, we can help you. And we're also under the Food Stamps Medicaid Department. So if you need to speak with them at the Texas Department of Human Services, we will transfer you to them.
Okay, what's your name? What's your name?
Work with them.
What's your name?
My name is Lydia.
Okay, so you can't choose. Why did it say that if you need housing and other information and details and all this other things, and it always hides and alters for all these years? I didn't push but it's demanding that I don't have the housing every location I call. You can't flee abuse, period.
Like
Calling 211.
If you're needing help with housing, we can pull that.
You 211 doesn't help. Why would they tell me on Gulf Bend tell me that I need to call 211 to flee abuse? No one helps with the period.
With Superior Insurance, you mean?
Insurance. The only thing that I could suspect that is behind this, the only person that wouldn't want just common sense, the only person that wouldn't want someone to flee abuse would probably be the abuser. And if he's having everywhere I call lie, perhaps maybe he's behind all these calls. Wouldn't that make common sense? Why would people pathologically lie on every call? Is it criminal?
I'm sort of lost on what you're.
I'm kind of lost too. If you're demanding that I get bill pay, and I'm expressing to you what I want, but you're only offering me things that I didn't call you for. That's my only option to not get help year after year.
But I'm trying to find out what kind of help, ma'am.
I'm expressing it to you.
Can you explain?
I'm actively expressing. I feel like I'm being gaslit, ma'am.
Okay.
What's your name?
If you explain, my name is Lydia. If you explain to me exactly what you're trying to get, I will see what I can help you with.
Okay, so you have it's impossible for you to tell me outside that I'm playing abuse and for you to tell me what you can do? That's impossible?
With abuse?
Yes.
Okay, we can give you like agencies that help with abuse, but we don't do the abuse help. We'll look up like if you need abuse help. We'll
what did I call?
System, give you phone numbers to call.
What is 211 for?
211 is information referral. So we pull up the information in a system that we have and give you what we have.
Okay, so why would you demanding that I get bill pay and I'm telling you I'm in a domestic abuse crisis? And get help with bills and other resources that I didn't
demand everything. I am trying to.
But I'm just trying to set some boundaries on these calls that I've had to endure years. Do you have pen and paper, ma'am? She hung up. These people don't tolerate fleeing abuse, period. Nor law enforcement for some reason. And I don't know why they are not getting criminal charges.
Please press 0 for other languages.
But every single time, this is not, I want you to see that this is what I have repeatedly endured.
If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
I don't understand why this is not a clear-cut felony.
Now,
everywhere I go is deliberately keeping me from services year after year.
You can choose.
Interviews resumed.
Including law enforcement.
867.
Medicaid, CHIP, or TANF cash.
You have to hear these automated systems.
Or are you a community partner? If yes, press 2. Do you need to know about services in your area like food pantries, housing, senior services, childcare, or help paying prescriptions, utilities, or rent? If yes, press 1. Do you need to report fraud, waste, or abuse of any state benefit program? If yes, press 3. Do you need to sign up for help leaving your home during a disaster like a hurricane or other reason for evacuation? If yes, press 4. Do you? You have reached the Texas Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General. This helpline is for people who want to report fraud or abuse of benefits.
I don't know why the volume went down on its own.
Getting benefits or a doctor billing for services that were not provided. Do you want to report fraud or abuse? If yes, press 1.
The Health and Human Service Commission. My name is Patsy. May I please have your case number or your social security number?
Yes, this is kind of not a threat to have to give my social security numbers to scammers. Do you have an employee ID?
Excuse me?
Do you have an employee ID?
If I have an employee ID?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't understand.
And it's been happening years, ma'am.
Yes, it's 482968.
Okay. And you need my social? This isn't dangerous at all. It's a person that's already had multiple different identity thefts several different times that can't be investigated. You do have my social.
Yes, I did get your social, but the address you provided, I don't
As I've
see
stated,
it.
well, people have scapegoats. I'm not quite certain if you have all that sensitive information, that you probably couldn't assume that it's me.
Do you need me to submit a change on the address?
Yeah, because I'm not quite certain why it was a problem, and you have my social and all that other information, and I said that I have multiple different addresses. You can do a change, but I'm just not quite certain on why you were demanding an address, and I've had multiple different locations that I lived at. So you can do a change now, and you're not demanding an address?
I mean, yes, I could go ahead and submit the change.
Yeah, instead of just demanding the address and you have my social. And then I gave you an address and you said that wasn't the address, and I've had this experience years. So if I would have common sense, if I gave you another address, I think that you'd update it and not demand an address as a strategy to not help me on this call. Okay, so you can actually update the address and not demand that I have an address that you don't have?
No, I'm not. I'm just requesting the address just to verify.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said. I said I had multiple different addresses, and I gave you the address.
Mhm.
You said that's not the address you have, and I said, well, I have multiple different ones. You said I need that address, and other representatives have done the same thing. So I'm not quite certain on how to move past this call because for years I have it uploaded that people couldn't get past the address. I don't know what to do with it because I told you there's been multiple different addresses. Or what are you trying to do? Are you going to update it with the address I just gave you? Or what's happening?
Yes, Ms. Park, I could go ahead and submit the change if you would like.
Yeah, I just know you were demanding an address that I told you demanded an address, and I told you I had multiple different ones, and you said, well, you need the address. So now you can update it?
Yes, I could.
Okay, yes, I thought that would be common sense, but I don't think like everyone else. You had my address and information, the old address. So what do you see?
I'm not showing the address. I'm not showing the one you're providing.
Okay, so you have the information in your system. What did I call?
Excuse me?
That's hard to figure out what I called?
Yes, how can I help you?
I just want to make sure I dial the right number. It feels like it's
How
abuse,
can I help
ma'am.
you?
And I just gave my social security number to you?
Ms. Park, how can I help you?
Okay, what did I call?
You're calling to the 211 to the Texas Health and Human Service Commission.
What division? What part of it?
It could be their health, SNAP benefits. It just depends.
Well, I pushed to make a complaint in ombudsman. How do you pronounce it?
Okay.
You don't know how to pronounce it
You
either?
need to submit a complaint. The ombudsman.
Okay, ombudsman. Okay, where's all the complaints I've already done? Are they missing again? Because you said you saw I had an old address and you couldn't open it up because it was an old address, and you demanded the old address. And then you said you didn't have the address. So if you had the old address, then you should see my complaints. I should be in the system. So what happened with those complaints?
When did you submit those complaints, Ms. Clark?
You don't have it in front of you? Are you demanding that I do your work again? All these locations, you have it in front of you and you don't want to tell me what you see and you work there?
What type of complaint did you submit?
You just said you have my information. Are you withholding it like the courts and the police department?
No, Ms. Clark.
Oh, yeah, that's what I called. I think I would like to get to address if you already had the system up and you had an old address and you couldn't open it so you can see it. Why would you withhold from me what you can see? Like every other place I call. Are you committing a crime right now, ma'am? I don't know what's really happening. The only thing that I can perceive is maybe so there's a mastermind behind every single call. Maybe that's why 7 or 8 police thought it was threatening for me to report to my provider of my experiences. And then they demand Gulf Bend here, knowing that to come in all my environments are mental health providers, thinking that nobody would ever believe my story. I don't know how to get past the fact that you have records that you won't give me as well as everywhere else I'm calling. So you're demanding that I not get the information that I call for, ma'am? I'm asking you, you saw my information, and are you depriving me of the information that you see regarding my complaints? Well, I don't feel that we'll go anywhere if you're committing a crime and don't want me to know about what happened. I don't think I'll go anywhere year after year. So it seems like someone's controlling every last call. And perhaps maybe these emails are true. Maybe these calls are designed to have me spin my wheels 10 years, knowing no one would believe the story. So I would like to see what your intention is with this call, ma'am. Are you ever going to give me the information that you see? Is that your job to make sure I never get it? Because I feel like you're wasting my time. So you got my social. Did it disappear? You don't see it in your system? You're forcing me to take responsibility for your job description? Like all the other calls?
Of course not, Ms. Clark.
Okay, well, I called for a specific purpose, ma'am. If you're unwilling to tell me what you see there and you said you see it, then there's no need for us to speak. Let's just cut down to the chase. Are you willing to tell me what you see on the case and you just got my social security number?
Yes, I have your information. I have your name, your social right here, your date of birth.
That's all you don't, so that's all that you have? All my reports disappeared again?
The address you provided.
But I'm not asking for an address. That's not a complaint, ma'am. Are you playing mind games to keep me from knowing? Should I end the call if you're unwilling to tell me about my complaints, which are serious, and you're playing mind games during my complaint? That I go to Health and Human Services and they're scamming to keep me from services? And have stolen food stamp benefits from me in a conspiracy, which are, I thought, criminal. People get locked up all the time. I don't know why Health and Human Services can't get locked up. That's serious to steal food stamps. Countless people have went to jail, but yet Health and Human Services staff and law enforcement hasn't went. So I guess I should exit the call if you're covering for it, and it was prearranged before I made the call. I'm just trying to prove it. Is there a relevancy of us speaking if you're just going to play mind games and not give me the information you said you saw? And just taunt me in the process of trying to get it and blaming me because you can't. I don't know what's happening. Are you stating that you're refusing to give me what the information that I'm asking for? Because if you're refusing it, it's pointless for me to speak to you.
No, Ms. Clark, when did you submit that complaint?
I'm not being heard, ma'am. I called you to get information from you when I submitted it.
Okay, when was this?
That's what I called you for. That's what I called you for and gave you my social security number to see what you have with my complaints because I don't know. I need the dates and the information to see if you know it.
Okay, the complaint you submitted was for what?
That's what I called you to see. I think that there's a disconnect in there. Like I said, if you're strategizing and not get me nowhere, then I can disconnect. If that is your intention before I place the call, I can't combat that. I gave you my social, my date of birth, all the sensitive information. I called you for a purpose to see what you had in your system. That's all that I have for you. If you can't give me any information, let me know and I can end this call. If you're refusing to tell me anything regarding of what I'm asking, there's no reason for me to be violated by you. So are you stating that you will not, with my social security number and all my sensitive information, you will not tell me when I did the complaints and what happened with my complaints? Is that what you're stating?
No, Ms. Clark. Just before I go in and do some research here on that complaint, can you provide me the address so I could go ahead and submit it for you?
We just did this already, ma'am. I feel like you're wasting my time. We spent 10 minutes on the address. So you need it again?
Okay, or you didn't provide the whole address to
That's a
me. You
blatant
just
lie, ma'am. I
stated,
did provide you the whole address. You said that wasn't the address. Then you scammed that you couldn't talk to me because you had a different address. Then you couldn't find the address that was different. And I don't understand why this isn't federal charges, including the police demanding that I take this for all this years. So you demanded to have the address. Then it switched up to you had a different address and you can update it. Then you had the address to update it. Then we spent 10, 15 minutes on the address. Then you got here and scammed. What time frame was it? Then all this nonsense. Now we're going back to the very start, the address again. Like I said, amongst multiple different other charges, I don't need, my abuser says, I'm having them torment you. I like the frustration. Why is this not harassment with you guys collectively doing this call to call? So you're saying that it's impossible for you to do your job? Should I just go ahead and end the call because you're strategizing any kind of way that it gets me nowhere year after year? We're going back to the very start of the address to get nowhere. What we have wasted 15 minutes, and you have compulsively lied most of this call. What's your name?
It's Patsy. Would you like me to submit the change or no? So
I mean, you have the address, then you don't. I don't know what to do with this. Do you have it now? Did it disappear? What's happening?
I don't have that address that you provided. Ms. Clark, would you like me to do the change?
Is it going to disappear again? Because we spent 10 minutes on the address of just a few minutes ago. And now we have to do it again. We're back to square one in 15 minutes. I think that what you're trying to do is you're trying to scam whatever report that is missing in a con in this report, and you're trying to buy time to get your script to commit more further crimes. I think that's what's happening. I think you're trying to let your script populate, and you guys immediately know when I'm recording and when I'm not. But if you have to con to get the address and waste more of my time, let's go ahead. I'll give you the address again and gave you my social. You can't stop it. You saw the law enforcement demanding that you get defrauded out of funds and still haven't had charges. Okay, now that you're saying, if I'd like to report, give you the address, I don't have a choice. You won't help me. You're stating that you can't help until you have the address. Now you're stating if I like.
No, I could help you. I'm just asking if you want me to submit.
No, I just wanted. I had a reasoning behind the call, and you got my social. You got the date of birth. I gave you the address. You said you didn't have that address. Then you couldn't help me because you needed that address. Then I just don't. It's so many different things. So are we going to get down to what you see? I called to figure out what date the complaints were made, and what you see the complaints were. You said you saw it.
Okay. Let me place you on a brief hold.
Again, I've been on hold all this time, and you need me to hold again? What were you doing all this time?
Ms. Clark, can I place you on a brief hold?
No, ma'am, I don't like to be placed on blind hold, ma'am. I don't like to be placed on blind holds. I don't want you to place me on a blind hold. What am I holding for?
So I could go and do some research on your case to see about that complaint that you're...
Has the computer systems changed, ma'am? Because it's hard for a lot of people to find that information in the system. You put my social in and date of birth and they hid it from you?
I need to place you on a brief hold.
I'm trying to get relevancy. I'm concerned at your computer systems. You got my name, date of birth, and social, all that information, and it's not coming up. And it came up, but it disappeared. You had a different address, and you couldn't help me because the address was different, and you saw it, but now it disappeared again.
Ms. Clark, I'm going to need to place you on a brief hold.
You're demanding a hold? What you asked me if I could have the hold for if you demanding it, and I had told you I don't like blind holds. And I don't understand the relevancy of them. I'm asking you, ma'am, is your computer system glitching? Because all of them glitch when I'm present. We may need to report this. I may need to put this in the complaint. I think someone's hacking all these systems that glitches on all these calls. Oh, now this crap? You guys are really reducing yourself with this crap again. Now the call is failing again. But police are probably going to come now. Police, they will. It gets violent when you leave. You think I'm joking? That's why I have to hide under the covers. Okay, so ma'am, can you hear me? Is the call fading again? Oh no, ma'am. For 10 years. Ma'am, I think my abuser's hacking this, ma'am. I think that's why all these calls are like this. I don't know what you're hanging up because the interference is making you hang up, ma'am. Again?
I'm just placed on a brief hold, okay?
I wish the feds could put people in holes. Now you see why I had to live in a tent? So the reason why they do the yelling and screaming, I want you to know how petty this is, like when I'm sleeping. So I was terrorized, but I had really, really peaceful sleep, like a baby, every single night. And I really enjoyed my sleep. So that's what I want. I didn't do excessive sleeping, but my sleep time was priceless. So then they started scamming to interrupt the sleep, was scaring me out of my sleep. I still have trouble sleeping now because it was a repeated pattern of behavior. So I don't know if there'll be a knock or someone threatening. It's happened here. They said that he can threaten people that aren't there because he has some kind of mental disorder. And she hung up when I was questioning why everyone around me has the same disorder when I'm in jail on false charges. And at hospital scaring me and at shelters. I can't remember the name, but the lady from Denton County Friends of the Family that terrorized me at Denton County Friends of the Family, she was also at this mental hospital. They were so crooked, they put chairs by the door so people can do it. I said, this isn't a sitting area. They're terrorizing. Everyone was government witnesses and targeted by the government. There are some here that are targeted. I never heard of it before I was targeted. I guess they're terrorizing all government, all citizens, apparently around me. But nonetheless, another party said that he was violated. She hung up. She couldn't get her story straight. It's pointless. Why? I'm paying for service I can't use, enforced by law enforcement to stay out of prison. Letting my psycho abuser control calls. Everyone blames me for it and demand that I don't record it. But nothing. I don't know what to say. They won't help me on the phone service I'm paying for. Wow, year after year. You can clearly see why I was defrauded out of funds. So they won't talk to me because they don't want to furnish all these reports. So let's try 211 again.
Do you need to know about services in your area like food pantries, housing, senior services, childcare, or help paying prescriptions, utilities, or rent? If yes, press 1. Do you need to report fraud, waste, or abuse of any state benefit program? If yes, press 3. Do you need to sign up for help leaving your home during a disaster like a hurricane or other reason for evacuation? If yes, press 4. Do you need help with mental health or substance abuse issues? If yes, press 5. To hear this menu again,
why don't anyone let anyone flee? They didn't think that maybe the women, or they don't care about women in domestic violence anymore?
You must choose an option. Please try again. If this is a
Well, if they won't let me report it, I think that's a red flag that you know that it's actually happening.
Benefit programs. I'm your virtual agent and can give you information
State
and
benefit
help you
program.
complete certain tasks. Have you ever applied for or received benefits from the state using your current mailing address?
The site altered. It's wasting my time. It had made me listen to some long recording that it wasn't, and I pressed to get assistance, and it's doing something that it hasn't been doing. I guess they don't want me talking to them. And they're manipulating the automated system like they've been doing years. I'm just trying to prove it. I don't know what's happening. And press 0 for operator.
To continue, I need more information about the case you are calling about. Are you helping someone else with benefits as their authorized representative?
It's glitching. I've pushed for housing and other things, and they're demanding the case number and there's no case. It's impossible year after year. If I'm trying to get services, why are they demanding a case number? And how did it completely alter? Did you hear this prior? Why would I deliberately waste my time and pretend like the system is altering, and you hear the fury in my voice? Why would I do that to get views? If I would, do I seem happy? I want you to see how many times
I'm
I've called.
sorry.
I'm sorry, time it. I would never believe my story. They didn't know that I was recording. So I don't know if they'll alter this because they just got caught in their mind games. She just said, I'm sorry. But they can't that serious, so they'll probably alter it. Now she's quiet again. Why would she say I'm sorry and then be quiet when I start recording? How do you manipulate an automated system this quickly? Is it like a phone call and they're using like one of those mechanical systems and actually talking and making it sound like automated system so they can manipulate the automated system? Because I don't understand how this is impossible since I'm not getting law enforcement. But they're manipulating it, so nothing. Let's try this again. I don't know what's happening. This is incredible. So they don't want to talk. Let's try it again and see how they switch up the system again, knowing you never believe my story. And it's not pausing. These are all the attempts. 4 attempts to get nowhere. Infect ears.
You lost food because of the July flood.
So you can see
You
it.
might be able to request a benefit replacement or buy hot food. To find out what counties are included,
I didn't hear this
go
at
to your
first.
TexasBenefits.com
It's demanding that I
and
hear
click on
this
the
and
banner
waste my
message
time.
at the top of the page or press 7 now.
You have reached 211 Texas. There are several options you can choose.
Interviews resume June 1st for anyone applying
And
for
now I
or
have to
renewing
sit here,
SNAP
waste
or
time,
TANF
or
benefits.
waste more time.
We will call you twice from 737-867-7700. State of Texas will show on the caller ID. We'll leave a voicemail and mail you a notice. You must call back within 7 days or your benefits may be denied.
Do you need help with state benefits programs such as SNAP food benefits, Medicaid, CHIP, or TANF cash help? Or are you a community partner? If yes, press 2. Do you need to know about services in your area like food pantries, housing, senior services, childcare, or help paying prescriptions, utilities, or rent? If yes, press 1. Do you need to report fraud, waste, or abuse of...
You chose to get information about resources in your community. Services include utility assistance, food pantries, housing, older adult services, childcare, healthcare, legal aid, crisis counseling, substance use treatment, and disaster
Now
support
they're
services.
getting it right.
Please.
They stop.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Please say or enter your zip code so I can connect you with resources in your community. If you're calling about something else, please tell me what you're calling about.
They're scamming a reason for the I'm sorry.
I heard you say 779
State benefits such as SNAP, Medicaid, and CHIP. If you
That's
have
what I was
questions
hearing
about your specific
until I let
case,
you hear the recording.
please call 211 option 2 or visit your Texas
The
benefits.
crisis counseling and all that she addressed, and they manipulated it so I could
Hello?
hear it until I started recording it. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, this is 111. How can I help you?
Okay, may I have your name?
My name is Lydia.
How are you?
Doing fine, thank you. How can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to get some services with you guys. I'm playing a domestic violence crisis.
For domestic violence?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a little bit of information, demographic information from you, please?
Oh, I didn't put it in the system? What kind of demographic information do you need?
Have you ever called 211 before?
I feel like my time is being wasted. I don't see how that's relevant.
Okay, can I get your zip code, please?
Is your system glitching, ma'am?
In Victoria? I'm sorry?
I'm sorry? If it feds, is your system glitching?
No, I just hit the wrong button.
Oh, okay.
And how old are you, please?
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, thank you.
So I did give you the domestic violence. Let me see if that brings up. No, let me see what else I could get.
Okay. I want state programs. I've noticed a pattern of people demanding that I go call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, but I wanted like state programs, like social workers, something
Yeah,
like that.
well, we don't have anything like state programs. I'll have
It
like
says on 211 you do,
national
and
domestic violence.
I feel like I'm being controlled,
In our
ma'am, and
system,
people are
we don't.
actually enlisted to keep me in my abuse. I can't take control of the call. Where it says that you do crisis counseling, it lied. The automated system
I can
again.
give you
What's
I
your
can
name,
give you
ma'am? What's your
information on
name?
the mid-coast family violence.
Well, why can't I
Lydia,
choose what I want information on, ma'am? You're demanding, you're
hold on, please.
controlling this call and
Hold
demanding
on,
that I have
please,
places
ma'am.
that I don't
Hold
want.
on, please, ma'am.
I think they're monitoring my device too on these calls. No, they ransacked that cell because I laughed. You won't laugh. I'm miserable and misery loves company. You will pay for being happy. If I can't be happy, nobody can. Knock, 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 knock. You need help, ma'am? They're helping you?
Thank you so much for holding. How can I help you?
What's your name, ma'am? Is she new? Again?
I'm sorry?
Is she new again?
I just got on the phone with you. How can I assist you?
I don't know what's happening. Was she new? I'm starting to think that you guys are deliberately playing mind games on all these calls. And I think law enforcement is in cahoots with some high criminal activity and blaming me for it. I think that they were threatened by me telling the provider about these mysterious calls, and I think they enlisted this location to demand that I not record to conceal crimes. I'm starting to think that these calls are counterfeit. And if the only person that would have someone to keep someone from fleeing abuse, I would think would be the abuser. Are you taking bribes from my abuser, ma'am?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm trying to help you with resources. Is there something I can help you with?
Okay, I'm just confused on how all these calls, that it seems like they're wanting to leave me in the abuse. So nonetheless, I asked her about government programs and she demanded that I go to Midcoast. Like she knew the police department told Midcoast not to help me. That was bizarre.
Yes, ma'am. I understand what you're saying. You're looking for government programs for what specific resource?
Domestic violence, ma'am. Do you have a pen? Because a lot of people forget it. That way you can write it down and then you can refer back to it if you get confused, like my case manager. She forgot that I needed mental health treatment and she wanted to talk about, she demanded that I needed mental health treatment instead of fleeing the abuse or any resources to help.
But you specifically wanted resources just for the domestic violence, not for mental health, correct?
Right. Or anything that can assist with that.
Yes, ma'am. So there is a hotline that I can give you a phone number to.
I didn't want the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I was asking for government resources. Are you demanding that I call the National Domestic Violence Hotline and leaving me in my abusive crisis again?
No, ma'am. I can provide you a couple different resources. Were you not wanting that one?
No, I already have the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and I don't need Midcoast. Police law enforcement told them not to help me. I assume that they're telling you not to help as well.
No, ma'am. We're here to help anyone. I also
So what is the government? It said government programs, because when I tried to get information on the government program, they gave me a case in Fort Worth. When I go in person, they lie compulsively. There's something online that I don't really know because I haven't really been in a crisis. But I heard that Health and Human Services was supposed to provide some mysterious service that everyone's lying about. And it was such a big threat that they gave me a criminal trespass in Fort Worth because I wanted to know what these mysterious services were. And at another location, I was degraded and it's uploaded. Both of them are uploaded. So why would Health and Human who would listen to Health and Human Services and keep someone from getting services? Is that legal? Can an abuser, ma'am, this is a crisis line? To get crisis information, it says that you give crisis information.
I have a couple different resources
But
I can
ma'am,
provide
I'm
for
just
you, if
trying to
that's
get
okay.
clarity, ma'am. I'm just trying to get some information on the crisis line on what they do, and I'm not really being successful. So I don't
Yes,
understand why in Fort Worth that they told me the police came and gave me a criminal trespass, and then another location was not being honest about the help they have there with domestic violence. Like I said, I've not typically been
yes,
in the crisis. And I thought that this is what you do. You advocated for people on this line. So I like to tell you about my experience so you can give me feedback on how to help me. So nonetheless, in Fort
yes,
Worth,
ma'am.
I have to be able to tell you, ma'am, and you can't cover for it again on these calls.
Yes, ma'am. So with 211,
I would
I
have to
can give
tell you
you
about it, ma'am. You
information
can't
and
cover for it. You can't give me crisis counseling if you don't know what I'm going through. You're supposed to be giving me
we
supportive
don't
and all that.
give
You're not doing it,
crisis
ma'am. I'd like to
counseling.
set a boundary. Did she put you on the phone because you're better at committing crimes, ma'am? Are you the supervisor that's better
I
equipped to commit crimes?
I can assist you with information or referral if that's okay. I have a
I
couple
would
different resources I can provide
I
for
would
you.
like to take control of the call, ma'am, because I called for a purpose, and it appears that you're trying to take control of the call to get me nowhere, and I don't know why this wouldn't be criminal charges. So you're not doing your job task as a supervisor. You have a responsibility to see what my needs are, and I made multiple different attempts to speak with you guys. Multiple different parties hung up. In fact, they've been doing it years every time I'm in a crisis, and I don't know why this isn't criminal. So I would
Yes,
like to
ma'am.
be able to speak and not like you. Think that this is like a form of harassment, ma'am, and I've had to endure it years. I'm just trying to prove it. Because if you're deliberately trying
Yes,
to
ma'am. I
take control of the
understand.
call and taunt and frustrate me by talking while I'm talking deliberately, I don't know why that wouldn't be criminal call to call combined to terrorize me on my own device that I'm paying for. You'd have to prove something like that repeatedly keeps happening. Are you denying me assistance to flee abuse again? Are you virtually
No, ma'am. I
saying
have
that
some
because it's
resources.
happened in 10 years, ma'am? I just don't see, can I set a boundary with you to be respectful? Or do I have to take your abuse?
Yes, ma'am. Of course.
Okay, so I'd like for you to
I
let
can
me
assist.
complete speak. You're being disrespectful again, ma'am. What did you go ahead and tell me what you needed to say? Go ahead.
I have some resources I can provide you that could possibly help. I have the Texas Council on Family Violence and the Texas Advocacy Project. If you'd like, I can provide you with those websites and phone numbers.
I think you're taking the control of the call. And I don't know what is that coercive control? I think all these
I do
calls is what's
apologize,
that's going
ma'am.
on. I think that you're strategizing in a way that you perceive that you won't get caught to take control. And you're demanding locations that you know that'll get me nowhere. May I have input now?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's why I called. Thank you. So I think that it was peculiar because I went down to the Fort Worth location, and like I was trying to express to you, I went down there to see what was going on with what the Health and Human Services actually does. But law enforcement thought it was a threat and gave me a criminal trespass and removed me. I also have stolen benefits that ombudsman don't want to talk about. So they kept hanging up to cover for it years. So then I thought, I'm just trying to say that I think maybe someone's controlling people. So then I went to another location in Dallas. They played around multiple different locations. They helped me and played games and threatened the police because I wanted services. It's uploaded. Both situations are uploaded. I came to Victoria and they were being peculiar too and threatened the police. Do you think maybe someone don't want, there's something going on in Health and Human Services? You think they're committing a felony crime and depriving me of my rights and don't want me to get help to flee abuse like you? Why are you guys being dishonest about the government programs? Is the government conspiring with my domestic abuse crisis again?
I can help provide resources for you if that's okay.
I'm just curious. Are you? Is the government the reason why I can't get services anywhere? Abusing power and authority? Are you trying to
No,
hide with
ma'am.
Health and Human Services? Because I don't know why they're being petty in this government fund. I can barely use all of them. It seems like the government is deliberate. Why can't I get my RS payments, the Social Security payments? Why would they rob me of stimulus checks? Why are they lying about SNAP, ma'am? Why won't the DA let me get a protection order? Why are all police departments controlled, ma'am? Do you think that email saying that the government is mine is true, ma'am? Why are all courts covering for me being abused and district attorneys in all the apartments and every place I go, including shelters? Why is everyone denying me case? I don't get it. All these years. I feel like my rights are being violated. So I don't want those numbers, ma'am. I wanted to, what are all the government programs? Are they not going to give me services, period? The government again? It says that you have numerous government programs. Why are the police coming to remove me from getting them? Why won't no CPS location help me, ma'am, or any kind of law enforcement agency I've ever been to? Do you find that peculiar on the crisis line for 211 for crisis information and all that?
I can get you transferred to a crisis intervention if that's okay.
Okay, so what was this all this time? You didn't think that you needed to tell me that at the beginning? We've been on this call 15 minutes. You wanted to give me resources and you didn't know that you help with domestic violence, ma'am?
So with 211, we do information and referral, so I can provide information. I can help refer you to
my
different
abuser
agencies
says that
that
he
can
likes me to
assist
repeat
you.
myself over and over, and he uses that for torment. Because one representative was on the phone and we couldn't express why that happened. Then you got on the phone and you need to transfer me to another location, ma'am. My abuser gets off on me being frustrated. That's his pleasure. If I have a smile, he'll do whatever he can to wipe it off my face. I don't appreciate it, but as you can see, I have a lot up against me. So you have a line again that I can't use? Another line that I can't use? So I just wasted my time and you can't help me like the other party again? Ma'am?
I can refer you to a couple different agencies that can help with resources.
I feel like you're scamming to deprive me of assistance, ma'am, and a strategy to not get caught.
No, ma'am, of course not.
Well, then why is it the relevancy of you having speaking with all these people, and if that's that not, well, how could it not be, and you're sending me to someone else, and you won't help? I feel like 211 is deliberately committing a crime to keep me from resources like everywhere else I've called. And you're strategizing a way to not get caught, like call to call. I'm just trying to prove it. So you want me to believe that I've talked to 4 or 5 people today that multiple have hung up in my face just from 211, that you're not scamming to keep me from services, but yet I haven't got them? In years?
No, ma'am, I can refer you to resources. I can give you a couple different resources if that's okay.
Okay, well, I would like to tell you, because I've noticed on these calls, they take control of the call, and I would like to tell, I think that it's pretty incredible, because if I'm calling for resources, how can you tell me something that I'm not seeking? But they do it anyway. So I'm in a domestic violence crisis, and I would like to know government agencies, not the National Domestic Violence Hotline, not Mid-Coast. What does the government do to help someone flee abuse? And if you don't know, can you find me a location that does know?
Yes, ma'am, of course. If you give me just a brief second,
okay,
I can find some resources for you. What zip code are you calling from?
Government, because I haven't been in a domestic violence crisis before. And local organizations are depriving me of assistance. So I wanted to go to a government agency. That way they can't scam to keep me from assistance, even though they've been doing it anyway. I want them to be incriminated for their crimes.
Yes, ma'am, I understand what you're saying. Give me just a moment to find some resources available to you, okay?
Okay, thank you. When I wasn't recording, they really wanted me. I thought you had me on hold, ma'am, immediately when I noticed that you guys don't like me to do video diaries and talk to other parties. If I'm talking to someone else and you told me to put me on hold, that's kind of rude.
I do apologize about that.
So now you want to talk?
Would it be okay if these resources are located in the state of Texas?
You got my zip code for nothing, ma'am?
Well, I knew you were asking for government. I just wanted to make sure.
What was the relevancy of getting the zip code, ma'am? I don't understand this level of customer service. You got the zip code and you're still confused? Again? It took her 15 minutes with the address. And then kept getting confused and then put you on the phone. You guys are really having a hard time with, you get punished. You're really having a lot of difficulty with really simple things. I mean, if you have the address and it's in your face, why are you still confused? Fit 20 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. Have you called 811 for services?
Isn't that for mental illness, ma'am?
No, it's not only for mental illness. They provide a couple different resources, including advocacy.
Are you depriving me of assistance again? and still not getting criminal charges? The only thing that I can imagine, like my YouTube channel states, is that the government isn't enlisted in a domestic abuse crisis. That's the only thing that makes sense, no matter how incredible it is. So I don't know why I got the email, the government is mine.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So the government won't help me flee, period?
I have another phone number I can provide you if that's okay.
Okay, is it with domestic abuse? Are you demanding again that I'm mentally ill?
No, ma'am, of course not.
Okay, the government can't help a woman flee, period? There's no possibility, period?
I have some resources I can provide you here at 211.
Within
We
the
provide
government,
information and referrals.
ma'am, the government programs, it says all these programs. Why don't anyone want me to know about them ever?
No, if I can share some with you, I would love to.
Oh,
if that's
okay. What are the government programs, ma'am?
I have a phone number. It's through National Alliance.
Is that the government?
Phone number?
That's the government?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
National Alliance.
It's 800-800-950-6264.
Okay. Ma'am, so
Yes, ma'am.
we're deflecting on the fact that Health and Human Services is hiding some kind of service they offer, as well as you.
No,
Why does it
ma'am,
have
I'm
say
here to
online
provide
that they help with
resources
domestic
for you.
violence?
I can refer you to different agencies that can assist you with 211. We do information referrals, so I can give you the information.
Are you trying to hide what would Health and Human Services lie again? Why would nobody Believe Health and Human Services blatantly lies in my face? Going in person. That's incredible. 211 is covering for Health and Human Services, keeping me in my abuse years? Again?
I can provide you some additional resources.
I think we're deflecting on the fact that I repeatedly keep telling you that I wanted to use Health and Human Services as I addressed that the police, law enforcement was trying to keep me from getting assistance with the criminal trespass in Fort Worth. Why would you not want me to know what Health and Human Services do, as well as Health and Human Services? Isn't this the number to get for government agencies and programs? It said that on the automated system.
With 211, we do information referrals. So I can provide you information and refer you to different resources.
You're not. Yeah, all the representatives don't want to do it, ma'am. So are you refusing to tell me what Health and Human Services does to help a woman flee abuse? As well, they won't do it either, ma'am. I find that peculiar.
I can give you resources for that. So specifically,
I'm asking you what Health and Human. So you're giving me resources and you don't know what they do?
I provide information referrals. I can give you a service description of different resources that I can
Right, I'm
provide
asking you
And when you
specifically.
reach out to those agencies,
I feel like you're taking control of the call as all these calls. I think that you're deliberately strategizing this call to take control to give me nowhere. I feel like I'm being controlled. I'm telling you what I like,
ma'am.
and you're strategizing the call to keep me from what I'm seeking. I feel that's abusive. So you're telling me this is 211 and you don't know what Health and Human Services does? And I'm asking you what it does, and you want me to go somewhere else? You're demanding that I go somewhere else, and I'm repeatedly asking you about Health and Human Services?
With 211, we provide information referrals.
Yes or no, ma'am. Yes or no, because I've been through this years. Are you stating that you don't want me to know what Health and Human Services does?
So with 211, we provide information and referrals. So I can provide you information and refer you to different agencies for resources.
Well, if you're doing that, why won't you tell me what Health and Human Services does, ma'am? It's punishment for trying to flee in ways that you suspect you won't get caught.
If you'd like, I can provide you, I can transfer you over to the HHSC line.
What was the relevancy of speaking? So, ma'am, okay. So I spoke to the multiple different other parties. So you're basically saying you're depriving me of assistance, and you're just scamming and not give your felony. Well, I would like to concentrate. I'm on the line with you, and I've been getting this years. You are basically denying me assistance, and that's a felony. You're just trying to scam to not get that charge. If I'm telling you the places that I want help, and you're transferring me somewhere else year after year, you're denying me assistance, and that conspiracy, that's a felony. They did it in person.
So with 211, We provide
I'm not
information
asking you
and
that, ma'am. It
referrals.
told me everything that did 211 did accidentally on the line. You're not doing your job task. You're committing a crime right now and trying to sugarcoat it. You're not giving me the services, and then you wasted all my time with this con about the address, and then you had the address and was confused and needed a zip code. Then you were confused with the zip code. Then you're transferring me to get nowhere, wasting my time, knowing no one would ever believe the story. So how do I combat that you're scamming to keep me from services on all these calls year after year and never getting accountability for it, defrauding me out of funds? Giving my social security number, knowing that nobody would ever believe my story year after year, enforced by the government for profit. We're not really getting anywhere. I don't think it was meant for me to get anywhere. Why would you not want me to know what Health and Human Services it does? And I've asked you multiple different times. Why would they lie in person?
With 211, we provide information or referral services.
It's like an abuser. They won't
for
get their
resources.
petty. They won't let it go, period. I have to be mentally ill like this law enforcement. That's their job. It's petty, a psycho, and they'll hold on to the bitter end. The big you won't get it, period. They're not up in it, even though it's their job. I mean, law enforcement came the other day and demanded in their con from nowhere, demanding that she leave a residence that I'm living in. And still they haven't got criminal charges. As you can see, this is every single time, everything that you have experienced, I wanted you to take a walk in my life. This is how it is. They didn't want me recording because the put-out was already prearranged. They didn't want me recording all these scam calls and incriminating people. They criminally ban me from YouTube so they can terrorize me. And then after I thought of the other channel, then they committed crimes and hacked other devices to where I couldn't use those, but some kind of way I got in it on one device. Ma'am, you're denying me services, so could I get 211 government assistance? Because I guess you guys won't give it to me. And police come in as evidence of that. What do you recommend that I do that you're committing a crime now?
Information and referral. So depending on what resources you're needing information on, I can get you
You
over.
forgot again? I thought I asked you to write it down. You do. Why wouldn't you write it down, ma'am? Because you kept forgetting.
Yes, ma'am. I can provide you additional resources on domestic violence.
Then why'd you ask me what it was, what the resources were for? You forgot and then you remembered? I think, ma'am, I think that you guys are terrorizing me on these calls low key so you won't get caught. I think that you're doing this deliberately, ma'am. And I thought that this was a form of domestic violence. All these combined calls of deliberately talking while I'm talking to torment, terrorize, and annoy. Harassment's criminal. And it's to demand someone's phone be hijacked and hacked to be violated. I don't know why that's not extreme criminal activity. The only time you talk, ma'am, is when I'm talking. We're not getting anywhere. I think that's the point. You had the resources, and the only time that you talk is when I'm talking to get nowhere, year after year. You can't up those resources, can you? You can't up them, huh? That's your job, huh? To keep me in my abuse. I get it, but it doesn't benefit me, your crimes, year after year. You make a living keeping me from fleeing abuse. And violating. What am I supposed to do with that, even though it's criminal? The only time you talk, ma'am, is when I'm talking. When are you going to give me the referrals?
Yes, ma'am. So there was that National Alliance referral, and then I also have a couple different other ones I can provide as well.
But as far as health, I asked for the Health and Human Services, ma'am. I'm not being heard. I can't get that. That's coercive control.
Yes, ma'am. I can get you over to Health and Human Services right now.
I want the resources from you on what they do because they transfer me around for years to get nowhere. They don't want to tell me. I thought 211 told me. They have scammed to start me over, no referrals, waste your time campaign, transfer me over when I was talking.
With 211, we provide information or referrals for resources.
You haven't given them to me in 30 minutes, ma'am. What number National Alliance? Why are you refusing the Health and Human Services? What I'm asking for? Are you guys
I think
committing
you can
crimes
transfer
there?
over to Health
I
and Human
think that you
Services.
guys are committing crimes at Health and Human Services. And it's impossible for you to give me
I don't.
information to incriminate anyone. I think this is deliberate,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
We're contractors for Health and Human Services, so we don't directly work for Health and Human Services.
But
I
you
can
won't
get you
give me the
transferred over to
services
them,
that
though.
they offer, ma'am. You're in cahoots with their crime. If you're deliberately
I'm just a
deliberately covering for the
contractor for
fact that
them.
they're not giving me services and trying to annoy me, that's criminal. You have just made yourself a conspirator. And by you
You picked the option to
premeditating
get
these calls and knowing how to violate me, I don't know it all. You know, it is draining. And it's meant to be. Like he says, he gets off on it. These people mistreating me and violating, that's his gratification. Violating people. So, ma'am, I don't know what to do with lines. Every line I call is committing a crime. So which numbers are you demanding that I take controlling me? Give me the numbers that you're demanding I take. I can't know about Health and Human Services. You have to cover for the crimes, even though I repeatedly asked you. Okay, what numbers are you demanding that I take, ma'am?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Please tell me how I can help you today.
I can't
If
say.
you want to hear a list of To continue, I need more
That's their
information
job.
about the case you are calling about. Let's find the case you're calling about. You can either provide a social security
Well,
number or
now,
a
as you can see, this is pointless, as it has been 10 years. As you can see with all these calls that, you know, it's not that people are saying you got to want to help yourself when they know on the other end they're committing crimes. And it's impossible for me to, as long as law enforcement is involved and no one giving me assistance to flee abuse that they're essentially enlisted in. The tricky part is trying to prove it.